Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, walking with purpose. And today starts off another week of great videos here with some great topics and some great views along the way at 4K, 60 frames per second. Hopefully you've been enjoying these videos. If you have any topic suggestions or requests, please go below in the description and email me at coacheli at coacheli.com. And I'll get to your topic sooner than you think. So let's get to today's topic here and get this show on the road. The topic is rise above the overweight, obese society. One more time, rise above the overweight, obese society. I decided to do this video here today because I know there are a tremendous amount of people that are struggling with this. Now, not the people out here on this hiking trail because they're doing something about it or they're maintaining their shape. Let me cross the street before I get hit by a car. That wouldn't be fun. At least it'd be caught in 4K 60 and there'd be no doubt that it was their fault, not mine, right? But, you know, there are a lot of people that are struggling with their weight. Approximately 2/3 of the population here in the U.S. is either overweight, which is what I'm trying to say, overweight or obese. Now, what is the difference? You hear, people say, okay, what is the difference between being overweight and obese? Someone overweight, for example, if my nominal weight is about 5'10", 170, 175. I'm at about 175 right now. Excuse me. If I gain 20 or 30 pounds, I'm a little overweight. That's being overweight. Even though to some people they would think, or they think I would look better with 20 or 30 pounds more on me. I beg to differ. I've had that happen before a few times in my life. I've yo-yoed with my weight a few times. And, I had a little bit of a beer belly. Not that big, but a little bit. But it actually wore me down quicker because when you have more weight on your stomach, it puts more pressure on your lower back. You get tired much more easily, and other parts of your body don't function, as properly as they should. And the longer you stay overweight, those other body parts that are compensating for that weight pushing down, right, like from the beer belly, right, they start to wear down. And then you could have permanent complications if you don't do something about it, such as lose the weight, get into shape, and maintain it, right? So that's overweight. What would be obese for me? Obese, this is what my, definition of being obese is. If you're 70 to 100 pounds overweight above your nominal weight level, then you're obese. Most people don't start considering someone being obese until they're about 100 pounds overweight. But I'd have to say probably 70 to 100 pounds. I've seen some people, and even some women, that are 40, 50, 60 pounds overweight, and they carry it so well that they actually look good and they're attractive. But does that mean they're healthy? No. That doesn't mean that they're healthy. Okay, just because you may look good having extra weight on you doesn't mean it's healthy to have that weight on you from a health standpoint. Physically, sure. Now there are guys that like thicker women and women with bigger, let's just be professional, respectful, mature here, bigger rear ends and, thicker thighs and all that stuff. Okay. And even though a woman may look good to some guys, or many guys having 50, 60, 70 extra pounds on her, depending how she carries it, it's still not healthy for her to be that overweight. Okay? But where is the issue? okay? Where is the issue? 2/3 of the population are either overweight or obese. And all of them at one point or another, you see these people online, and I've talked to overweight and obese people, have friends that are overweight and obese. They always say that they want to do something about it. And they may start, some of them may start taking some action to do something about it, but they quit after a couple of days or after a week. And you know what the number one excuse is on why they quit after 1 week? They said that the weight wasn't coming off quick enough. They got discouraged. Or they were hanging out with friends, and they try to tell their friends that they're on a diet to lose weight, and their friends pressured them into having an extra beer or some carbohydrates like some French fries or pizza when they didn't want to. Peer pressure is something you really have to learn how to deal with, and just say no when you're trying to get back into shape. I know the times where I gained some weight, going out with my friends, they would say, "Come on, dude, just have a couple beers with us tonight. Hang out with the guys. You're no fun just, drinking your water or your diet soda or your salads and stuff like that," right? If you want to get into shape, if you want to lose the weight, if you want to make the change, the transformation, you got to learn to say no, even to the people that mean the most to you, no matter how much peer pressure they put on you. And I think that's another video I'm going to do at some point. Peer pressure. How it can affect your life if you allow it to affect your life. Right? Peer pressure is one of the most difficult things to deal with. And now peer pressure has even gone online. There were times where I kind of felt it here on YouTube in the past when I was associating with some other people. I kind of felt like they were trying to peer pressure me into doing certain things I really didn't want to do, but they convinced me that it would help me grow my channel, or it would be more beneficial if I did them, right? Even though I knew they were the wrong things to do. And eventually I just, learned to handle those things in the same way I've been handling them in my real life for decades now. I just don't give in to peer pressure at all, and neither should you. Okay? So, let's talk a little bit more about if you're obese or overweight. How do you rise above the obese and overweight society? Well, first of all, stop feeling sorry for yourself and stop expecting others to feel sorry for you. Stop expecting others to accept you for who you are. Many people that are obese or overweight will say, this is just me. Accept me for me. This is how I'm always going to be. Or, some women will say, I'm big boned, even though that's not proper English. It should be big boned, right? But they'll say, I'm big boned, right? No, you're not big boned. You're overweight or obese. See, that's what people are doing nowadays. They're putting a mask over the issue. Just saying, I'm a BBW, right? I'm a big, beautiful woman, right? I'm pleasantly plump, right? I mean, excuse me. These damn allergies. I've heard every excuse in the book. And hey, I have no hate towards anyone, regardless of what they look like or their weight. But the truth of the matter is, those are all excuses. Those are all insecurities. And, the truth of the matter is that these people that have tried to lose weight, they just give up after 1 week when they don't see results. Because they don't understand what it takes to get results. It takes a lot of willpower to get the results. And when you first start to lose weight, okay, basically the first 20 or 30 pounds you're going to lose is going to be like water weight, right? And a lot of people that start to go on a diet, they weigh themselves on the scale every 2 hours, every day. No, you should weigh yourself once per week, and you should weigh yourself first thing in the morning after you've gone number 1 and number 2, right? You take a dump and you urinate, and you want to weigh yourself on an empty stomach or as close to an empty stomach as possible and with no liquid in your body. Why is that? Because that's going to add weight that's not really fat. What you really are trying to measure is how much fat have you lost, right? But a lot of people, even though they will diet for a week and they're actually losing fat, they don't realize they're losing fat because they're weighing themselves, on a full stomach or full of liquid, right? And like I said, you need to weigh yourselves in the morning when, right when you get up, after you've gone number 1 and number 2. You go take a dump and you go and urinate, and then I would probably end up waiting about 15 or 20 minutes, let your stomach settle and all that, and then weigh yourself. And when you weigh yourself, you don't want to have much clothing on because that adds weight, right? The best way to weigh yourself is naked. So, go into your restroom where you hopefully have a nice modern new digital scale. If not, get one. They're fairly inexpensive. They have scales now that you can track through Wi-Fi and an app on your phone. Okay, you can track your progress there, and then weigh yourself, and then you'll see your legitimate numbers on that. Okay, but I think the main problem that we have in society, why there's so many obese or overweight people, is because this car turning over there, is because instead of taking action to correct the health issue, which is what the most concern should be about, people are just saying, hey, I'm overweight. There are guys that say I look good, or there are ladies that say I look good at this weight. And there are people out there that are going to accept you at any weight, but it doesn't mean that you're healthy, right? And another reason is because, like I said earlier, people are they're lazy and they don't want to do the work. And it's a lot of work to lose weight. Okay, 1 pound of fat equals 3,500 calories. So every time you eat 3,500 calories more than your body burns for that day between diet and exercise, between what diet and exercise, well, not even diet and exercise, sorry. Your body just burns a certain amount of calories based on your current height and weight naturally, and then whatever additional calories you burn through exercise, that's what your body burns. And every 3,500 calories you eat on top of what your body burns daily, you're going to gain a pound of fat. So how do you lose that pound of fat? You have to go the other way, meaning that you have to expend, release 3,500 calories. And it's much harder to do that because it's much easier to eat 6,000 calories in a day, which is a lot of food, but it's much easier to do that than to go negative 3,500 or negative 6,000, right? In order to lose the weight, if your body burns 2,000 calories per day, and let's say, you eat 1,000 calories or 1,500 calories, and then you work out, and you burn another 1,000 calories doing a strenuous workout. Okay, so let's just say that, let's say you're burning a total of 3,000 calories in a day between what your body burns just being alive based on your height and weight and exercise, right? 3,000 calories. And then let's say that you eat, let's say you eat 1,500 calories per day on your diet, which is a pretty good number right there for anyone that's overweight. We're right by Highway 101, lots of noise. Forgive me I haven't done this part in a while, but it's pretty cool to see all these cars, right? So 3,000 calories minus 1,500 calories. That means your body has burned 1,500 calories more than what you've eaten on that day, right? You've burned 3,000 calories, you've eaten 1,500. That means you've released 1,500 calories. And because 1 pound of fat equals 3,500 calories, okay? If you take 1,500 times 2, that's 3,000. That's 2 days. And so in 2.25 or 2.5 days, every 2.25 or 2.5 days, if you keep up that same regimen, you're going to lose 1 pound of fat every 2.5 days. But remember, you can gain a pound of fat easily every day by eating a ton of food, like 6,000, 7,000 calories. That's a lot of food, but some people can do it. It's much easier to eat more than to eat less, right? It's easier to put it on than to lose it because you have to expend the other way around. But the main thing I want to say here before I wrap up this video, it's getting pretty long, is it's all in your mindset, it's all within your attitude, right? If you're overweight or obese and you've just told yourself, you know what, it's too much work to lose weight, I'm just going to live my life as an overweight, obese person. I'm going to wear the nicest clothes for big, beautiful women or for husky men, right? I'm just going to do the best I can with what I've got. If you have that attitude, you're never going to get anywhere. And I'll tell you this, it may not affect you in your teens, your 20s, or even, for most of your 30s, but once you hit 40, if you're still obese or overweight, you're going to start, seeing some great complications very often. And I'll tell you this, obesity is one of the leading causes of early death, right? Earlier than normal, right? Instead of living to be 70, 80, 90 years old or 100 years old, you'll be lucky to make it into your early or mid 50s, right? So don't look at it only from a vanity standpoint, even if people accept you for being overweight or obese, right? There are guys out there that are chubby chasers, right? And same with women, right? But honestly, it's more than the physical looks aspect of it. It's about your health. What's healthy for your body, right? An example, if there's no oil in your car's not going to run, right? If your body is overweight, it's going to affect other parts of your body from functioning as properly, and eventually they're going to stop functioning completely. So don't do that to yourselves. In the future, folks, I will do some videos or maybe even do a fitness series, which is what I'm trying to say, where I will go into more details on how to, properly lose weight and get to a healthy weight level and maintain it. There are some great diets I will recommend here right before I, end this video. And again, sorry for the noise. I'm right by Highway 101 here. The Atkins diet is my favorite, the low carb diet, and the keto diet is my second favorite. Those are two diets that if you stick to them, they will work. The Atkins diet is a high protein, high fat diet and low carb to no carb. Because when you eat high protein, high fat, it keeps you full longer, right? When you eat carbs, such as sweets and stuff, you eat a piece of pie or something, right? Let's say you eat a piece of pie, right? You get that sugar high, you get that rush of feeling fulfilled for about 20 minutes, and then you crash, and 20 minutes later, you're hungry again, and you're eating another piece, then another piece, right? And that's how people gain weight. You want to lose the weight, eat foods that are going to keep you full and they're going to sustain your hunger or sustain from getting hungry longer. And then that way you're going to lose the weight. It's going to melt right off. You're going to start seeing results and then you're going to be able to stick to it, and eventually you're going to reach your goal, and you're going to be really impressed and much happier with yourself once you hit those results. So, with that being said, it's time to wrap this video. I want to thank you all for taking the time to view it. Hope you learned something new. Please like, share, subscribe, bang the bell, select the notifications, and I'll catch you next time. Take care. Bye-bye. We're out.